So, hey there, my name is Seth. I'm from According to Seth. Today I'm joined by director and writer Alice Maio Mackay to talk about her new film T Blockers. How you doing today?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. I watched the movie last night and I just want to say it was like so freaking awesome and super unique. It,
Interesting.
of course, it kind of reminded me of this like neon-filled nightmare that's like part Evil Dead, part Giallo, and having like this film within a film was pretty cool. So, what were some of your inspirations for this?
Okay, so like my main inspiration is kind of like a weird one. I really love Kevin Smith's Yoga Hoses, which is like, a critical flop, but I don't know, I kind of love that. It meant a lot to me like as a young kid, kind of watching this like female friendship film, which was like really poppy and aesthetic, and then also have like this insane like Bratwurst like subplot. I love that, and then I love Greg Araki's work, especially his television series. And then Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Those are like my three main inspirations for that.
That's awesome. Buffy's always great.
Yeah.
I also saw that you were like 17 when you made this, which is like insane to me. That's so
Yeah.
cool. Um, I noticed through the film, because I really loved like the aesthetic and like the colors of it, and it shifts based on like the various scenes. So like when the characters are in like the bedroom and the bar, it's like more colorful. Is there a reasoning for that?
Yeah, definitely. I kind of wanted to use like color as a character. So when like the two characters are in like the bedroom and it's kind of like their safe zone, I think that's kind of like the most neon and colorful and kind of our take on like the whole bylighting, like trans and a little like pinks and colors that make them feel safe. And same with the bar, it's still very like colorful. It's like their clear, safe space. And then when she's on a date, it's kind of like a warmer, like tone, like aesthetic, a bit like orangey and stuff. And then when the aliens, it's like a darker and greener, kind of bringing out the ooziness and the sleaziness of what's about to happen. So yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I noticed that it like shifted, and I thought that was like kind of cool for the different comparisons. Also the practical effects that were utilized, I thought those were really cool as well. Did you have a favorite moment in the film where practical effects were used that you were just like, this is awesome?
I mean, I think a really fun scene to shoot was when like the three, like they find when Sophie comes out of the club and they're like outside that kind of like shed alleyway and they're like passing the worm down. I just remember it because we shot it like during winter. So it was like really freezing in between takes. Like everyone was like rubbed off and then we just had like these three guys kind of like passing like this like prosthetic like worm
Mhm.
and just like slime dripping down. I don't know, it's kind of fun shoot.
What was the worm made out of?
I don't know because that one I think that one was definitely edible because we had like a couple, one for like stomping, one that was edible, one that was like a bit harder so you could like throw it around a bit more. Um, I'm not sure. I don't think it was tasty based on like the reactions though.
Yeah, it didn't look that great. Um,
Yeah.
So there was a quote in the movie that I really liked. It said, they got inside her head and they stayed there. That's a real horror. They don't even have to exist. They win even when they lose. I thought that was like really powerful and kind of summed up, the struggle not only these characters face, but so many in marginalized groups face as well, including the LGBTQ community. I saw the worm kind of being like this ancient evil that's like always been there, kind of similar to that. So how did you kind of like come up with the idea that would be like the vessel for this like hate and for the film?
Well, mainly because I wanted to do like a different subgenre than I'd explored previously, and I also think I wanted something that could be like passed. I don't know, kind of represent how toxic masculinity is passed around these like men and how easy it is to kind of continue that level of hate and the worms and then like regurgitating that was like really something that was also kind of disgusting to showcase this. Yeah, and also coming from like the very sentiment of like brain worms and like rotting your brain, it was just a very kind of I don't know, it just made sense to kind of play it off like that.
Yeah, and it also like came off really natural, and I thought that was really cool too. Um, One of the other things I wanted to ask about the movie is the like opening segment where like the voiceover was that how did you come up with that idea? I thought that was also really unique and it kind of like set the tone for the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of loved like a lot of Edward's work, especially like Glenn and Glenda, which is kind of like iconic, and the whole Bela Lugosi like narrated kind of thing. I kind of wanted to play on that, kind of meets Elvira, meets like Twilight Zone, and kind of, yeah, I thought having kind of like a foreshadowing narrated kind of thing just really, I don't know, it was cool and added to the story.
Yeah, it was really unique. Um, For being like 17 when you started this, obviously I think I read you were 19 now. Do you have any like tips or advice for somebody who might be younger as well, trying to kind of break into filmmaking? Anything you'd like them to know?
I mean, I think you just kind of, as like, I don't know, dumb as it sounds, you just have to kind of like make something. I've like continually progressed throughout my work, with no like nepo baby connections, no like funding, no film school. It's just like if you have a passion and a story and a desire to tell something, I think you should just do it. There's no like right time or right amount of money or waiting for that perfect funding application. I think you just gotta like make it yourself and find a way to do it.
That's really cool. Does the movie come out on the 5th, or when can people see the movie and where can they find it?
Yeah, it comes out so the 5th in select cinemas. I'm not sure the exact details, and then also on like rental and buying stuff, however it works. And then there'll be a physical release in a few months.
Awesome. Do you have any like plans for another movie coming up, or a sequel to this?
Not a sequel quite yet, but I do have a film that premiered at South by Australia last year called Satanic Panic, which is kind of like a road trip musical demon killing trans film that we're still taking to festivals at the moment, but that should also be out in the middle of the year, and then just working on a couple of other things too.
Really appreciate you meeting with me today and kind of going over everything. I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was awesome, and I can't wait for more people to see it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Of course.